Dogs are more than pets. They're family. They don't speak our language, but they communicate in ways we often overlook. One of the most powerful signals they send? How they sleep. It might seem innocent, even cute, when your dog curls up or sprawls out on the floor. But what if that sleeping position is actually a cry for help? In this video, we're diving deep into one specific sleeping position that could mean your dog is in serious trouble. If you see it, don't wait. Call your vet immediately. Let's start with a question. Have you ever seen your dog sleep with their rear end raised and their front legs stretched out in front, head low to the ground? It almost looks like they're bowing. This is called the prayer position. And while it might seem playful or silly, it can be a red flag for something dangerous. Veterinarians say this position often signals abdominal pain. It's the dog's way of trying to relieve pressure in their belly. Think about it. When humans have stomach cramps, we curl up or lean forward. Dogs do the same, but they don't have words to tell us what hurts. So they use their body. This position is especially concerning if your dog doesn't normally sleep like this. If it's a sudden change and they seem restless, refuse food, or whimper when touched, it could mean pancreatitis, a serious inflammation of the pancreas. It could also point to bloating, internal injury, or even poisoning. These are not conditions to wait on. They can escalate quickly and become life-threatening. Now, let's zoom out. Why do dogs sleep in different positions at all? Dog sleeping behavior is rooted in instinct. Long before they were snuggling on couches, dogs were wild animals. Their ancestors slept in ways that protected them from predators, conserved body heat, and kept them ready to run. Even today, those instincts show up in how your dog sleeps. Take the donut position, when a dog curls up tightly into a ball. This is common in cold weather or unfamiliar environments. It helps them stay warm and protect their vital organs. But if your dog is doing this constantly, even in warm, safe conditions, it might mean they're anxious or in pain. Dogs often curl up when they're trying to shield themselves from discomfort. Another common position is the side sleeper. This is usually a sign of comfort and trust. Dogs who sleep on their side feel safe in their environment. Their muscles are relaxed and they're not guarding themselves. But if your dog suddenly stops sleeping this way and switches to a more guarded posture, it could mean something's wrong. Then there's the Superman pose, lying flat on the belly with legs stretched out. Puppies love this one. It lets them jump up quickly if needed. But if an older dog starts sleeping like this more often, it might be trying to relieve joint pain or cool down from a fever. And let's not forget the dead bug position, on their back, paws in the air. It looks hilarious, but it's actually a sign of deep relaxation. Dogs only sleep like this when they feel completely safe. It also helps them cool off since their belly has less fur. But if your dog used to sleep like this and suddenly stops, it could mean they're feeling vulnerable or unwell. Let's talk about a position that's often overlooked, the Sphinx pose. This is when a dog lies down with their front legs stretched forward and their head held up, almost like they're guarding something. It's not quite sleep. It's more like resting while staying alert. Dogs in this pose are usually not fully relaxed. They're on edge, ready to jump up at any moment. If your dog sleeps like this often, especially in a quiet, safe environment, it could mean they're anxious or uncomfortable. Maybe they're in pain, maybe they're stressed, or maybe they're not feeling safe. This is where dog psychology comes in. Dogs are pack animals. They thrive on routine, safety, and social bonds. When those things are disrupted, like a change in environment, a new pet, or even a shift in your schedule, they can become anxious, and that anxiety shows up in their sleep. In fact, sleep disturbances are one of the earliest signs of canine anxiety. Dogs might sleep less, wake up more often, or adopt guarded positions like the Sphinx pose. Some even start sleeping in corners or under furniture, trying to find a den where they feel secure. If your dog suddenly starts hiding while sleeping, don't ignore it. It could be a sign of emotional distress or even physical pain they're trying to escape from. Now let's explore another position. Sleeping with the neck stretched out and the head resting flat on the ground. This might look peaceful, but it can be a sign of respiratory issues. Dogs with breathing problems, like those with heart disease, collapsed trachea, or brachycephalic syndrome, often stretch their necks to open their airways. If your dog is doing this regularly, especially if they're panting or snoring loudly, it's time to talk to your vet. And here's something fascinating. Dogs with heart conditions often sleep more than usual, but it's not restful sleep, it's fatigue. Their bodies are working harder to pump blood, so they tire easily. You might notice your dog sleeping in awkward positions, like sitting upright with their head drooping. This isn't normal. It's a sign they're struggling to breathe or stay comfortable. Let's shift gears and talk about pain-related sleep behavior. Dogs with arthritis or joint pain often avoid lying flat. Instead, they sleep in semi-upright positions, or they constantly shift during sleep. You might hear them groan or see them limp when they wake up. These signs are easy to miss, especially in older dogs, but they matter. Chronic pain affects sleep quality, mood, and overall health. One of the most heartbreaking signs is when a dog isolates themselves during sleep. Dogs are social sleepers. They love curling up near their humans or other pets. But when they're sick or in pain, they often withdraw. They might sleep in another room, avoid cuddling, or choose hard surfaces over soft beds. This isn't just a preference, it's a coping mechanism. Hard floors can feel better for sore joints or bloated stomachs. And isolation helps them avoid touch that might hurt. So if your dog suddenly stops sleeping near you, don't take it personally. Take it seriously. Let's talk about temperature regulation. Dogs use sleep positions to manage their body heat. In hot weather, they sprawl out with their belly exposed. In cold weather, they curl up tightly. But if your dog is constantly switching between these extremes, it could mean they're running a fever or dealing with hormonal imbalances. Conditions like hypothyroidism or Cushing's disease can mess with their internal thermostat, and sleep behavior is often the first clue. Another overlooked sign: excessive dreaming. All dogs dream. It's part of their sleep cycle, but if your dog is twitching, paddling, or vocalizing more than usual during sleep, it could be neurological. Seizure disorders sometimes show up as intense, dream-like movements. If your dog seems disoriented after waking up, or if the movements are violent or prolonged, get them checked out. So how do you know when a sleeping position is dangerous? It's all about change. Dogs are creatures of habit. They tend to sleep in the same few positions, in the same spots. If your dog suddenly starts sleeping in a new way, especially one that looks uncomfortable or strained, pay attention. Let's go back to the prayer position. If your dog is doing this repeatedly, especially after meals, it could be a sign of pancreatitis. This condition causes severe abdominal pain and can lead to vomiting, diarrhea, and lethargy. It's more common in dogs who eat fatty foods or have underlying health issues, and it requires immediate veterinary care. Another dangerous position is when a dog sleeps with their back against a wall or furniture. This might seem cozy, but it can be a sign they're feeling unstable or insecure. Dogs who are dizzy, in pain, or disoriented often seek out solid surfaces to lean against. It gives them a sense of grounding. If your dog starts doing this out of nowhere, especially if they seem wobbly or confused, it could be a neurological issue. Also watch for dogs who sleep with their head resting on their paws, but with a tense body. This can indicate fatigue or weakness. If they're not fully relaxed and their breathing seems shallow or labored, it could be a sign of respiratory distress or heart problems. Now here's something most dog owners don't know. Dogs sleep more when they're sick. But it's not just about quantity, it's about quality. Sick dogs often have trouble settling down. They might shift positions frequently, get up and lie down again, or seek out cooler or warmer spots. These behaviors are their way of trying to regulate discomfort. So, what should you do if you notice a concerning sleeping position? First, observe. Take note of how long your dog has been sleeping this way. Is it just once, or is it becoming a pattern? Are there other symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite, or whining? Second, check their body. Gently feel their belly, legs, and back. Do they flinch or pull away? Is their stomach bloated or hard? Are they breathing normally? Third, trust your gut. You know your dog better than anyone. If something feels off, don't wait. Call your vet. It's always better to be safe than sorry. Your dog can't tell you what's wrong, but they're always speaking through their body, their behavior, and yes, their sleep. So listen closely, watch carefully, and if you see that one position, rush them to the vet immediately. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with every dog owner you know. This one small insight could save a life, and if you want to keep your dog safe, healthy, and happy, hit that subscribe button. We break down the science of dog behavior in ways anyone can understand, because your dog deserves more than guesswork. Comment below if you've ever noticed a strange sleeping position in your dog. Let's build a community of pet lovers who look out for each other.